I'm Catherine. I'm here with Dr. Bacon for another Breakfast with Bacon. And this month we're talking about autoimmune. This week we're going to be talking about thyroid.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, thyroid, all autoimmune conditions, I'm going to say kind of go back to the gut, right? And golly, I know it sounds like a broken record in here that we're always talking about the gut. But like literally you are kind of responding to the environment that you're in, and the gut has to deal with it, whether it's a stress response to the food you're putting in. And so when we talk about the thyroid, which is pretty interesting, there's a lot of people walking around with autoimmune thyroid and they don't even know, right? Because the doctor's running blood work and they're running a couple of simple numbers. TSH is 1 and T3, but they're not really getting the full kind of a blood panel to see if there is a true autoimmune or underlying condition that is an autoimmune condition. And then they give you a product like
Thyroid.
some sort of drug to try and balance out those numbers. Well, that may look like we're fixing the problem. However, if there's a leaky gut or there's some sort of autoimmune, are we really fixing the problem? No, you're going to create more down the road. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go over 3 things that you can do to kind of help just support your thyroid and overall understanding of what we're trying to accomplish by helping support an immune response that would be going on due to either stress or diet or things like that, or maybe things that you're lacking. So the 3 things we're going to go over, I'm going to start with number one because I'm a chiropractor, so I'm kind of like a neurologist. Not kind of, we are, for crying out loud. It's what we do. So the idea, the first thing I'm going to do is focus on your nervous system, and we're going to try and get you more into parasympathetic nervous system. And there's things that you can be doing on a regular basis. Number 1, you could be paying attention to your breathing. There's a bunch of research out there about box breathing, or even just kind of controlled breathing, where you inhale for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, and then hold for 4. That's that box breathing. You don't have to go 4, you can go 2 or 3 and do that. But you have to do it for like 2 to 3 minutes and actually kind of sustain that to help support it. Got it? The other thing that we can do, and that's kind of helping also with the vagus nerve and getting you more into parasympathetic. Another thing for vagus nerve would be gargling. And you can do this. And what we tell our clients is to take a glass of water, take a little sip, and gargle at night loud and proud. So really loud, really long, as best you can. And really just kind of gargle, and just spit that out in the sink and go again. That kind of gets you more into the like parasympathetic and helps with the vagus nerve, vagus stimulation. Another thing would be humming or singing and just being more happy and cheerful, for crying out loud. That's always good, right? And just work with Catherine. That's usually all it takes, right? And then number 2 would be
some things that we can avoid to help out our thyroid, like sugar, gluten, soy, these rancid oils, processed meats, like these conventional deli meats, hot dogs, sausages, things like that. And then our raw cruciferous vegetables. So like you're having kale, maybe don't have a kale salad, maybe, saute it for a bit.
Yeah, it's a great idea. It kind of breaks it down a little bit, softens it a little bit easier. And then another thing too, you were talking about the like gluten. Gluten is one of those things that molecularly structure can sort of look similar to like the thyroid or nervous tissue. So you got to be very careful. That autoimmune is going to attack that tissue if it looks similar to gluten, which may be an irritant in the system. Does that make sense? That's that body addressing or attacking itself. That's that autoimmune. The other thing then, number 3, thank you, Catherine. Number 3 would be foods that you can start eating. Number 1, and the great thing for you to add in for your thyroid is Brazil nuts. And why Brazil nuts?
They're a good source of selenium.
Yes, and selenium is great for conversion of T4 to T3 and other things too. Also for your heart, great mineral to be adding in. One of the minerals that we know we're really deficient.
Or you can also add in a supplement like this Thytropin PMG. We use this a lot with clients for thyroid health. It's going to be a good glandular support. So it's going to help regenerate and feed your thyroid.
And another thing would be like adding in, like eating good chicken, organic eggs, fish, like good leafy greens. Also, a great one is seaweed. Do you know that? So seaweed, what's really good about seaweed is it's really kind of dense in minerals. What are we really deficient in?
Minerals.
Yeah, minerals these days. And it's got iodine in it, which is another good one and a good source of iodine in the seaweed. So these are 3 things that you can actually start paying attention to and adding in and seeing how your body responds. Some of the autoimmune conditions that you may notice, you may be tired, lethargic, brain fog. There's a bunch of different things that go along with this that can kind of show up. If you have questions about this though, you can always ask us. We're here to kind of help support you through this process. These are just things you can start paying attention to now to support you and see how the body responds. But if there's anything that scares you, we always say, give us a call. If it scares us, you should run away. That means we don't know what we're doing, right? So you should be safe, though, with the experts we have. So we appreciate you sharing with your friends and family, and we'll see you again on the next Breakfast with Bacon.